Welcome back to part 2. So Anita, let's talk more about fear and healing.
Yeah, I like that subject actually, because I think that fear, too much of it, can actually impede healing. I mean, I'll give you an example is that recently, well, I say recently, about 2 or 3 years ago, I was just feeling quite stressed out about a few things. I was a little bit tired and run down. And so I was recommended to go see this particular healer who was supposed to be incredibly good, like supposed to be a very powerful healer, I was told, who had a huge following. So I went to see this healer, and sure enough, there were queues of people waiting outside to see them. And then when I went in to see the healer and they worked on me, and after that, the healer made it sound like there were huge things wrong with me. And the healer knew nothing about my past or my history with cancer, the remission, nothing. But the healer made me feel like I needed to come back very, very regularly, ongoing, if I wanted to see any progress. Now, all I was feeling was some stress, run down, a little bit of pressure about things going on around me, and a little bit tired. But the healer really made me think that there were huge things going on and that needed a lot of work ongoing. And they gave me a lot of, again, a lot of supplements and products, herbs, yeah, a lot of herbs, a lot of products. And in that moment, actually what happened is that because the healer came highly recommended, because there were so many people there to see that healer queuing up, I really thought they must know what they're talking about. I listened, I took all the products, I went home, and I was like taking them and heating them and doing and following all the instructions. And my whole day became about taking these products and being at the right place so I could take water and do this. It was quite a process, quite a tedious process. The thing is, I went through this for a couple of weeks, and I had to keep going to see the healer about 2, 3, 4 times a week because they kept asking me to come back. And I saw no end in sight of this, because even when I asked the healer, I said, look, your office, your place is like really, really far away from where I live. It takes me half a day to come to where you are and to go back home. And so it's actually causing me even more stress to block out so much time, and then spending the rest of my time heating all these herbs and boiling and doing all this. And the healer actually said, you need to value your body, and you need to, if you feel this way, then you're not going to get well.
He probably means it. He probably
He believed it.
Yeah,
he believed it.
Yeah.
And and they said that you know, like, look at all these people. They've been coming to see me for years. Look at my huge clientele, and everybody believes in me. And I left, and I felt that a tinge of that fear coming back of when I had cancer
A few years ago.
a few years before that, yes. And I felt that a tinge of that fear, and I was about to get caught up in that spiral again, and I caught myself, and I thought, no, I'm not going to let anyone put that fear in me again.
You walk your talk.
I walk my talk, and it was like I told myself, you know, like physician heal thyself. I tell everyone it's fear that does it. I'm not going to fear this guy. And it was like a light bulb. The minute the light bulb went off, a whole lot of other things fell into place. It was like I touched that place where I got that clarity during my near-death experience about what fear can do to you, about the downward spiral that fear can take you on. And suddenly it was that clarity. It's like, oh my God, that healer believes what they're saying. So they're not it's not like they're doing it maliciously.
No,
but
not, yeah.
the reason why they have so many people is because all those people have been convinced of the same thing. And that's why they all keep coming back. That's why this healer is so huge and so hugely well known by so many people and has so many followers who tell me that this healer is amazing. It's because they've all fallen into this same thing.
So you mean they see him like all these years, like
and I have had people tell me, because when I stopped going, and I was feeling fine. I didn't feel any different because I knew this, right? And I was actually healing. I have had people who go to this healer say to me things like, "You shouldn't stop. You shouldn't stop." When I stopped, I didn't feel so good anymore. That's how great he is. You know, if I stop going, I don't feel so good anymore. That's when I realized they had given their power to this healer. And that's when I really understood the difference between a healer and a great healer. A great healer does not take your power away. A great healer reminds you that you are the one who has the power to heal you. A great healer shows you the direction and sends you on your way. To me, a healer that has clients, a huge number of clients that still come to see them 10, 15, 20 years later, is not the sign of a successful healer. It's in fact the sign of an unsuccessful one.
Conventional medicine uses this strategy a lot. But even in, whether it's conventional or alternative or complementary, it's really up to the practice and their approach. Because I think it's so important for us to realize that our bodies are wise beyond what we can mentally understand. Our bodies are incredibly wise, and the problem with constantly feeling like we need intervention from doctors, from healers, it means we're constantly sending ourselves the message that our bodies cannot heal without intervention. And I think it's much more important for us to know that our bodies are very wise. That's actually why I like working with you, because because you don't do that. You don't use the whole fear tactic, or I have to keep coming back. Or perhaps I just don't want to see the same people all the time.
Which is a good reason. No, but you're always reminding people of our own ability to heal and to go out and be fearless. And you're always reminding people that, you have to love and value yourself. And I like that. That's why I really like working with you.
I think at the end of the day, I can't take on the responsibility of their healing. So it's better for both of us to not be in this codependency.
It is exactly that, a codependency.
And it's I empower you.
And that's what I like, is you empower the people to take on the responsibility of their health and their life, and you show them that they can, and that's what I like.
And also I think perhaps it's also like some, the other approach that you refer to is also from a fear, from the lack that there's not enough business. I see there are a lot of people that I want to contribute to, that my company and my team wants to contribute to. So rather that we empower them so they have a lifelong toolbox, so that they can take care of themselves.
Exactly. And it's not that it's not that we don't need healers completely. There are times when we do need them. I mean, even I do need intervention sometimes when I just want somebody's input. But definitely, I think a great healer is one who empowers you and inspires you and reminds you. And actually, this reminds me, what I would like to just say at this point is, if anybody out there is going through an illness or suffering from an illness, I just want them to know that the best way to deal with it is to not obsess about the illness. It's to treat don't stop treating the illness. Of course, if they're on a program or they're taking any kind of treatment, continue to take the treatments that your doctors tell you, but do focus on things that bring you joy and things that make you happy, and treat the treatments that you're taking just like one of the things you're doing in that day. Because what happened with me is, after I got the cancer diagnosis, I started obsessing about the cancer and everything that I was going to do to heal it. But
so your life becomes it evolves around the cancer disease.
Yes, the life just completely revolves around the disease and nothing else. And that's how life becomes fearful. I lost myself in my disease. So what I encourage people to do is to still continue to do what makes them happy. And very often people have said to me, they have never been happier than after they got the cancer and realized that their focus was not supposed to be the cancer. The cancer actually saved their life, because when I tell people, focus on what makes you happy, focus on the people you love, do the things that bring you joy, and they're like, I've never done that before, even when I didn't have cancer. So
that is why perhaps we develop cancer as a way to wake us up, because cancer itself is not a problem.
Exactly, and turn it around so that cancer can be the gift that leads you to an empowered life. And once you realize the gift, you may find that you have healed, that you don't even need the cancer in your life anymore to remind you.
Yeah. So that's why you and I don't do cancer awareness.
We absolutely, and that's the thing. I prefer doing health awareness or wellness awareness. I think there's chocolate awareness.
Chocolate awareness. That's worth the rest of my life.
Yeah, I don't do the whole cancer awareness thing.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.